Did you see that the DOJ is lying in court saying that ICE never had a 3,000 a day arrest quota? Even though in May, Stephen Miller went on Sean Hannity to talk about the 3,000 a day quota, confirming that the Trump administration wanted to supercharge immigration arrests. Right now, the court is hearing arguments on whether or not to maintain a lower court judge's decision to bar the administration from resuming large-scale immigration sweeps in the Los Angeles area, saying that the raids relied exclusively on factors such as race, ethnicity, language skills, and job type to justify arrests. And the judge wanted to know if the agents are using these tactics to try and fill a 3,000 a day quota. And then the attorney for the DOJ tried to act like he's never even heard of this quota, even saying that he thinks that this quota came from newspaper articles. In a letter to the court saying that there was no policy of 3,000 arrests a day, and went on to say that the 3,000 a day probably came from a White House advisor, Stephen Miller, on Hannity, saying that it was a goal of the administration. So their argument is, yeah, Stephen Miller was on TV talking about a 3,000 people a day quota. And there are also reports of him threatening people if they don't get to that number. And people are afraid if they don't meet these quotas, they could be fired. And the Trump administration's argument is, we didn't write any of those things down. I don't know what these judges need to do when these lawyers for the government are clearly lying to them. Maybe they need to be arrested for perjury. That way, these lawyers may think twice about going into these courtrooms and actually lying to judges on behalf of Trump on things that we all saw happening in real time. Now, there's still a developing case, and it's very important because the decision on this could decide whether or not ICE is barred from doing things like they did in LA, and would require ICE to adhere to reasonable suspicion when stopping someone, something they should always be doing, and who knows if they're even going to do it after the decision is made. And as always, please consider supporting me on here so I can continue bringing you stories like these.